Greetings and salutations from the My 1 Cent podcast. Okay, for the record, for those of you who actually watch, if you ever notice, he always laughs at that.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. Me and him have a thing. Every time we speak to each other on the phone, we always start every call or every text with greetings and salutations. And if I'm not mistaken, we got that from Demolition Man. It's where it originated from for this conversation, correct?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, which is my reference to the Three Seashells. I know there's a bunch of young people probably listening, and y'all don't know shit about that movie, but you should go check it out because it's a badass movie, bro. It's in 80s, there's 90s, 2000, fucking Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. Can't get better. Catchphrases everywhere, cliches everywhere. I mean, it's guns, titties. No, you know what? No, well, I don't think there was titties in that movie. But anyway, everybody, welcome back to another great episode of the My 1 Cent podcast. First of all, I'd like to cheers, sir. I know you're drinking tea, but I'm drinking this. And it's my last one of the that I have in stock for today.
Gotta restock.
I just found out that they're closing their brewery in Wynwood.
Oh, where is it like down? Where are they going?
I don't know. It didn't say. They just said they're shutting down. And somebody's taking over it. I forgot who was another beer that I actually like. I can't remember the name of it. And I saw it. It was a story. I got to look it up.
Damn.
Yeah. So, hey, man, I would have loved to have you guys as a future sponsor of the show. But Concrete Beach, Havana Lager, well wishes to you. I hope you stay, at least keep making this. I mean,
while supplies last.
Yeah, big time. I got to jump on it. I got to jump on that shit. So, welcome. It's a beautiful Tuesday evening. Yes, Tuesday, I said, because normally we do this on Monday. Because of the national championship game, we said, you know what, everybody wanted to watch it. Instead of having everybody's eyes looking up, it's just easier to do it today. Plus, you were at the game as well.
Yeah, still tired. I got home pretty late, so
yeah,
almost like at 2:00. So
that's crazy.
It was a long night. I was there since 5:00 in the afternoon, so it was a long day.
That's insane. And the game, I mean, even though it was a blowout, it was still a game. It was exciting, a lot of scoring and shit, and we got to see a guy who. Hopefully, come April, what's the day of the draft?
April 29th. April 29th. Yeah. No hesitation. We know
they're calling his name.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but before we get into any of that, before we get into the national championship, be it his story of being there and what he saw, and some of the Ohio State. I want you to tell them about the Ohio State fans with their chant and then Alabama what they threw back. It's very simple, but it's very funny. So we'll get into that in a little bit. We'll talk might talk some draft later, but first and foremost, the talk around the town here, which is ridiculous to me that we're even having this conversation, but we got to have it because people want to talk about it.
Yep.
The whole Deshaun Watson, Tua Tagovailoa. I always hear people put the N in there, but I don't see it, so I say it my way, Tagovailoa. And that's absurd to me. I get it. Deshaun Watson is a fabulous player. He's very young still. For maybe in some other years it'd be a no-brainer. And Tua, I don't even think is the piece. It's draft capital. I would think that's more enticing to the Texans. But I would assume he'd be included in the deal because why would we want to keep him over here?
Yeah.
Any other year, pull the trigger right now. But this year, no, not for me. Not for me. Not after everything that we did, everything we've talked about, everything fell into place. We got the guy we wanted without having to move up, without having to give anybody up. Mm-hmm. It just fell in our hands for the first time. It fell in our laps. And after 9 games, we're just going to say, oh, yeah, okay. No, it's not worth it. Listen, I get it. Deshaun Watson is a pimp. No denying that. Injuries, not a big deal because he had an injury. Tua had an injury, so that eliminates itself. But, man, to just decide to give up on the kid after 9 games with the way the situation was here, no playmakers, bad play calling.
Thank God Changady's gone. Thank God.
Yeah, no, for real. And on top of all that, nobody had a real training camp, no off season, none of that. So, I mean, overall, I know some might say, well, that didn't affect Burrow until he got hurt. It didn't affect Herbert. Yeah, it didn't affect those guys because one of those guys had some guys on offense, and 2 of those guys didn't get handcuffed like 2 did. So right. Don't even anybody listening, don't come at me. Don't come at us with that bullshit. So
yeah, mm-hmm.
I think it's ridiculous, and I'll touch more on it now. But I want to get your take on the Watson to it.
When I saw my cell phone, because I was out to lunch on Sunday, right, and my phone kept blowing up. Chris Mortensen reports this. Deshaun Watson's unhappy. I'm like, okay, he's unhappy, but then when I saw he would only consider the Dolphins, I'm like, holy cow! Like this was getting. It was like one tweet after another, for at least a good couple hours. My initial thought was like, I didn't think about like my knee-jerk reaction was like, holy shit, we can get a top 5 quarterback, but because the guy is amazing. I think the guy, me personally, I think he is a top 5 quarterback in this league. You can argue, you can off the top of my head, Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. You could even put. I still think
this year Brady. I was gonna say this year, yeah.
I still think Tom Brady's there. You could argue Lamar Jackson.
That right there. Russell Wilson,
but he was kind of.
No, but I'm saying as far as the last few years, those were you guys you would consider the top 5 guys, and I can understand you saying that Watson is. He's right there. He's in that.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, damn, man, we can have a top 5 quarterback. We salute. Tua's not proven yet. He's on track. But it's hard for me to justify because obviously if we trade for Deshaun Watson for someone of elite like that guy, you have to give up minimum for me. Like Houston will probably want Tua, the number 3 pick guaranteed, probably even number 18. Like you're talking 2 first-round picks on and maybe even a third the following year, and Tua.
Yeah, it's gonna take it's the house, like they say.
And looking at Deshaun Watson's contract, so this coming season, the cap hit will be $15 million, right? Which is fine for him. But then 2022, 2023, you're talking $40+ million, just him alone.
That's insane, bro.
It's not
helping our future. That doesn't help our future.
Where Tua, we're locked in for Tua 3 more years at $6 million this year coming up, then $8 million, and then $9 million in 2023. So that's his contract. He can't ask for more. That's the contract. The rookie deal. So that's a lot of money that we can use with other resources, offensive line, receiver, running back. Whatever the team decides to do. Because this draft, man, we have amazing capital. To give Tua the weapons.
The weapons
Yeah, we have. I don't want to get into, we'll get into a segment later, but it's like, I don't want to see Deshaun Watson. I don't want to, if we pull that trigger, I don't want to see 3, 18, and another first. I think that's a lot.
That's a lot. I'm sure that they're going to, why? Because what they gave us for Tunsil, they're going to be like, hold up, man, we need to get some of this shit back. We need to get this back, and they're about to get it. If we make a move like that, they're going to get it back. They're going to get their picks back, and I want to use those picks to benefit our team.
I would only give up, me personally, if the Dolphins decide to do it, obviously Tua will be involved in the trade. We give up 3. It is what it is, but I would like to keep 18 if possible.
If we were to do it,
yeah.
Just text you, Joe. There was a text you now. You can't join. All right, good, you're in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back, Justin. Everybody knows everybody here. You didn't even do the introduction earlier when I started, so obviously Alejandro, Mr. _V305, and now joining us now, Justin, J Walk Live. He's frozen. Is it me or is it him frozen? He's frozen. No, I hear. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So my thing is this: it's not even the contract. That's a big plus in my eyes too. But to me, it's about the potential, the talent that I know is there that will come. And I'm not saying that Watson makes us a contender. I think, right? I mean, even though we have no playmakers, he had better playmakers over there than he does here, and we're automatically a contender, not their team, which is weird. But that's because of our defense as well. So.
Right, because Houston's defense is awful.
Yeah, correct.
They have one of the worst defenses in the league.
That's another thing. I don't want to waste that either. I don't want to waste his defense. So, but I also don't feel that Tua's going to take years to develop. I honestly feel that he could have played well this year, better than he did this year. If they would have just let him play, let him run the offense for him instead of running an offense that's not tailored for him.
And, with Tua, he's another year removed from the hip surgery. So, now that's 2 years healthy.
Correct.
So, from what I'm hearing, his arm strength is going to get better. Because hip surgery is not, 6 months, here you go, and you're back to normal. I didn't feel he was 100% healthy this year. Because, from a hip injury, man, a dislocated hip, that's rough. That's not, hopefully now year 2 coming up now, fully healed, fully recovered. That's going to improve everything. And now if, hopefully we get weapons, that's going to, I think this organization, they're not stupid. Like Chris Greer knows, hey, look, we need, he needs help. Like Tua needs help. This can't be another year where, if with Preston Williams injury prone every time apparently now, Devontae Parker's inconsistent, and it's like we can't rely on Lynn Bowden, Jakeem Grant, the world of like that, so.
No, oh, there he is again, finally. Let me ask you something. Is that your cats that are ripping up your closet door back there like that?
They banged into it, and then it just fell apart.
It feels like they're trying to climb up there, like they're climbing and shit.
They just don't.
They don't give a fuck. That's what it is. They don't give.
They really don't. They don't give a shit.
All right, well, welcome, everybody again. So here, bro, we got Alejandro and we got Justin here. Finally, we might be graced by the presence of Brandon later on in the evening after he finishes handing out bottles of water at a football game. But hopefully he'll be joining us. If not, then you know what? He'll come back next week and it's all good. It's not like we have 4 guys every week anyway. So what we were just talking about, we're discussing the Deshaun Watson Tua thing, and my take is simple. I don't want to do it. Any other year, I'd probably pull the trigger, but not this year. Not after getting the guy we wanted, without having to do anything about it, without having to move. We got him in the spot we wanted. Even after we bitched that, oh my God, I can't believe we won those extra games, and now we're on in the 5th. We're not gonna get it. We're gonna have to trade. We didn't have to do anything. We got it. Look, already in our lap. So I do understand that he is a talent, an immense talent, who's already proven. Tua is not proven yet, but we know what he is. We know what he can be too. We saw glimpses of it during the season with this team that has nobody on it. So my take is simple. I don't want to do it. Especially, I agree with Alex, and I'll let him get his point too, so you can hear what he had to say as far as the draft capital we probably have to give up. Everybody's being nonchalant about it, but we're probably going to have to give up a lot of shit for it. So with that, I'll let Alex get his part out, so you can, you know where we're at, and then you can give us your take on the
No, just basically, if, from my understanding, the new GM, the Texans have Cesario, or however you pronounce his name, Cestero, whatever, from there he is in the Marino jersey. The new GM for the Texans, he loved Tua coming out. So if we pull this trade, I would think at minimum, the Texans want, aside from Tua, the number 3 pick, so they want that pick back, minimum. Probably 18 and another pick the following year. Something along those lines. So it's a lot, But again, you're getting a top 5, arguably top 5 to 7, quarterback in the league, and he has he'll have an amazing defense. So that's a decision.
But like you said, giving up what you think we might have to give up, that would eat into a lot of our playmakers we need to surround them with.
Right, to play devil's advocate of doing it, you have a proven elite quarterback. I think you can say right now he's an elite quarterback, versus a guy that you feel or believe he's going to be elite. It's not proven yet.
Correct.
I know Tua. You can't evaluate what he did this year. You just can't.
No.
However, he hasn't proven anything yet.
No.
So do you go by that, or you go by the proven, but you have to give up all this capital, and his salary cap's going to be a big hit the next 3 or 5 years, right? So that's what the Dolphins, I think, have to consider.
Now, hold on, Justin, before you get started, I want to throw in this one last thing to add to your thought process. To me, this also says, if we make a move like this, it also tells us that we still don't know what the fuck we're doing when it comes to quarterbacks and drafting people. Because You took a guy, number 5 overall, the guy who was your future, and you all said it, and then because of 9 games, you can't really evaluate the guy. Now you're already – and the funny thing is I haven't really seen – the Dolphins haven't said anything, so I'm not saying they're entertaining it, but the way some Dolphin fans are even doing it, I feel like it'll say, you know what, we still don't know what the fuck we're doing. And we're going to get lucky and get a guy who's a top 5 quarterback, so we're going to get lucky looking like idiots, but I still think it makes us look like idiots too. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. So the floor is yours, sir.
Well, what I think is that I think it doesn't prove that we were wrong in taking Tua, because I feel like if you're not thinking about trading Deshaun Watson unless you have Patrick Mahomes and that's it, right? I mean, he's 25 years old. He does incredibly things well with a poor team around him. I mean, if you don't think the Chargers wouldn't want to take Deshaun Watson over Justin Herbert, you're wrong. If you don't think Cincinnati would take Deshaun Watson over Joe Burrow, you're wrong. Literally, unless you have Patrick Mahomes, you're like, this would be a pretty good trade for us. No matter who quarterback is going which way or nothing. He's 25 years old.
So what would you be comfortable giving up?
So honestly, if they wanted the 2 first rounds and next year's first round, I wouldn't be mad with Tua. I'm not mad at that.
So you're okay with giving up Tua, 2 first rounders this year, and a first rounder next year?
Of course. Yeah.
I'm not good with that.
I mean, it's just I also want a salary dump, but I would trade one of our corners as well. Maybe keep a first round draft pick or not, or move one of the first rounds to a second round, a second pick. So if I could give up Tua, 18, 48, and like a Byron Jones or an Xavier Howard for Deshaun Watson, I would do that right now. Hello? The thing with the Dolphins is that we don't need to do this.
I agree with you.
The Houston Texans have no leverage. I mean, how do you know his contract doesn't hit for the $30 million until 2022, right? Until like next year, not this year coming up, next year. So
Alex
you're
said it's like $40 million or something next year or whatever.
It's like it's in the 30s. It's like 32, and then it goes up to like 35. But it's like you don't need to do this. We have all the leverage if we want the player, and we have all the capital to get the player. And how do you know? I'll give you another scenario, because this is all. Do I think Houston's going to trade him? No fucking shot, bro. No way. He's 25. He was first with the team this year, first in yards.
Yeah,
he had 33 total, 33 passing touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, bro. With this Houston team.
Yeah, but his receivers are better than what we have. Will
but
Fuller and Cook, when they were healthy,
it's still with a poor offense line. It's still it's not a good team. There's a reason why they're picking 3rd overall. They don't have an abundance of talents around them. They have one. They have
David Johnson on the Dolphins. We would have gone undefeated. No. No, but I'm just saying, the talent level there, you can't.
It's bro.
He had more, a little bit more. He had more talent over there. But like you said, the offensive line, the defense sucked. So yeah, the team overall was not good. I get that.
So Alex, you were about to say something?
No, yeah. Sorry, no. So Deshaun Watson's cap is, so this season will be $15.9 million. And then it balloons 2022 $40.4 million, because you have to factor in the signing bonus, and then 2023 $42.4 million.
Saying, bro,
that's what you're looking at.
But top 3 quarterback. That's what you pay for a top 3 quarterback.
Yeah, imagine Dak Prescott wanted more than $40 million. That guy's nowhere. To me, he's nowhere near Deshaun Watson.
And Patrick Mahomes is. And let me ask you a question, Deshaun. If Patrick Mahomes was switched around with Deshaun Watson, is he doing Patrick Mahomes things?
Nope.
Deshaun Watson probably is being talked about as Patrick Mahomes making the $500 million contract.
If Deshaun Watson had Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, that would be
as a pure talent thing, it's not about the thing about with Tua. It's not about we messed up with Tua. It's you're upgrading a position. It's a business. It's a business. If you could take the better player now, and if Brandon would hear, I don't know if he would agree with me, but he brings this up with the Heat all the time. You would trade away Tyler Hero.
Yeah, picture behind you. He sent it to me today. He sent me a bunch of stuff with him in the jersey, so I think he's down for the trade too.
Yeah,
I might be in the minority here.
You're upgrading the position, and you still have salary this year, especially with the salary dump. If you do like a salary dump, like an Xavier Howard who got the new agent that people are talking about or whatever,
I'd
or
rather
Byron Jones
Byron
thing.
Jones.
Yeah.
If
So
we're gonna
I
do
mean,
something like that, I want extra stage.
so exactly. So you get the salary dump. You get the elite top 5 quarterback. I mean, we all hate the Noah Igbenogany pick last year, but that first round boundary corner now becomes your starter, and let's see what he fucking does. We don't have to waste draft capital on another corner like you guys want or not. So
I don't want another.
and look at Alex's face, bro. We still don't know how.
I know.
On the boundary.
I digress.
That's perfect.
So,
perfect.
And plus, you can still get solid position players in the second round, and we probably have the salary enough to get like 1 or 2 weapons in the offseason with that cap.
Okay, but again, it does fall back to the fact that Houston's even willing to do it. So I mean,
they're not. There's no way, bro. There is no
way. They
way.
decided to. They're gonna talk to Bahimini, whatever the fuck his name is.
Be enemy.
Yeah, the enemy. Yes, he's gonna be the enemy. Fucking. Now they're gonna talk to him because of Watson. So I'm saying that those are the things that I look at and be like, yeah, they're not gonna move. That's why. But you know what's another thing to me is why is it that the Dolphins are the only team being talked about with this move?
Because
there's other teams that need a quarterback.
No, but we have the cap space, the draft capital,
We're the only team.
The only team that has an abundance of that. Yeah, unless you want to talk about Jets, but but the thing is Deshaun Watson gets to choose where he goes though. That's the reason why too.
Oh, I get that.
He doesn't want to go to the Jets. He's not going to want to go to all these other places.
Where he has a no trade clause and he can decide. I get it. I know. I'm just saying though, like damn, there's no other team he wants to go to, so we can. The thing that bugs me is that we just had the season we had, 10-6. We missed the playoffs because we're fuckheads, and then Tua started good. He started productive. He wasn't making any mistakes. The team was winning, and then we had a bump here, bump there. Everybody freaks the fuck out with the season. Shit, hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Oh damn, hold on, my bad. Talk to yourself, Robert, real quick.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Can't hear you.
I think in a league where the superstars really thrive. I mean, in basketball, you get one player, right? And he can make a non-playoff team into a playoff team.
Oh, yeah,
The thing with to get you over the hump always is the quarterback position. So
look at the Bears.
Yeah.
They could have drafted Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, or Patrick Mahomes. But they went with Mitchell Trubisky, bro.
That's so bad.
So we don't need to do it. That's the beautiful part about this. Like we can talk about this and I don't think it's a heated conversation because it's like, hey, we have Tua, we have the draft capital. We already won 10 wins with a rookie quarterback. Like we are in the driver's seat. This is the perfect position to be in a negotiation. Like we're like the Dan Le Batard show right now, bro. Your #1 podcast and everyone's calling you. Hey, how much? Hey, how much? You want to do it? Oh, you want to do this? You want to do this? And they're like, nah, we can live without you. Oh, we can live without you. We can live without you.
I'd rather keep Tua and just get half of Alabama's roster on this team.
Dude, it's
what I saw last night at the game. I'm like half of the people on the field from Alabama needs to be on this team.
And my apologies, my thought got cut off mid sentence, and I lost train of thought, so I'm not going to continue that comment. We'll continue with what we were talking right now. I just wanted to throw out that disclaimer because that was an interruption to the show, and so I don't really like doing that. But dude, let me tell you, I didn't watch that much of the game. You were there, obviously. You saw it live.
Yep.
I got the alerts. I know what this kid was doing last night. Me personally, and I guess we were gonna do a little bit of draft here and there, but I guess we'll blend it in with this game because pretty much we're gonna talk about the game, but we're obviously gonna look at the guys we want on this team. As far as I'm concerned, number 3, I don't hesitate. Put it in, Devonta Smith. I don't give a shit. I would like to trade back, but he may not be there at 6 or 7. So I don't give a fuck. This guy, he might look like a nerd. He might look like a nerd on the sideline because that picture was hilarious.
You should post that picture up on the podcast right now.
I should post that picture. Oh, I can't.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Actually, maybe I can.
Yeah,
that shit's hilarious, dude.
That
shit's hilarious. So yeah, for me, it's send it in. But sir, you were there. What was it like to be in that? What was the app? I mean, I know the stadium wasn't full.
I mean, for 14,000 fans, I mean, it was good. It was live. Like, a lot of people, like, it was both sides, a lot of representation, A lot of people came from Alabama. A lot of people from Ohio State. Obviously Alabama whooped Ohio State. The whole every 5 seconds, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide. I was like, oh god, it was getting a little annoying, but hey, they can do it. You know, they've won so many national championships recently.
Yep.
And then Ohio State. I mean, they're nice people, but it was like there are things like Ohio. It was kind of nerdy. And then like
what were the Bama fans saying to him?
Oh man, when the game ended, there were still Ohio State fans, I guess, trying to be like positive about it. They're like, oh, and then when the one guy said, oh, Alabama's like, oh, we whooped their ass, and then so some people got crazy because they did serve alcohol. It wasn't like the UM games that they did not. Right. So some of these young college kids, they got into it. There were a couple fights, not near me though, but there were a couple fights from what I heard. But listen, what I saw last night proved a couple things. We need half of those players in that field need to stay in Miami. The Dolphins need to take a look at it. Like, look, man, Devonta Smith, I know Jamar Chase, but he hasn't played in over a year. What I've seen Devonta, bro, look, he won the Heisman. First of all, the last time a receiver won the Heisman was a long time. Yep. Desmond Howard was the last receiver to win a Heisman, right?
Yep.
Bro, that guy had over 200 yards receiving.
3 touchdowns? 3, right?
3 touchdowns. And he got hurt, like his finger or something. I think he got hurt. So he didn't even play the whole game. So look, every time I've seen Devonta Smith play recently, it's over 100, 150 yards a game. I mean, it seems like they can't stop him.
Yep. No,
and he's not a physical specimen. He's not like DK Metcalf, or like, Calvin Johnson, like a physical freak. You know what I mean? Like he's like a $190 wet, $185. And it's like, it seems like every time he touched the ball was 20, 30, 40, 50 yards or a touchdown.
I think it was the first throw to him was a screen that he took for fucking like 25 yards, bro. And he was on the side. He got past people like, oh my God, dude, the guy's a fucking
and I think
beast,
and I think, with the whole he's from Alabama, Tua and him play together, I think that factors in more than Jamar Chase. I think that's going to overtake Jamar Chase. I think
was he the one who caught that first touchdown that Tua threw to win the national championship
against
Georgia?
Okay, yep. That wasn't. Devonta Smith was a freshman.
That's crazy, bro.
So I think that's going to overtake Jamar Chase. So I think that's going to I think that's in the clubhouse. That's the leader in the clubhouse. But that's me considering that the Jets take Penei Sewell at 2.
Correct.
Because let's say the Jets take Justin Fields or Zach Wilson, whatever the case is. Now you got to make a decision. Do the Dolphins take Penei Sewell, to solidify? Because there's been a lot of people saying that our O-line is not great for whatever reason.
Correct.
So if Penei Sewell is there, do you take Penei Sewell or do you take Devonta Smith? So that's a decision that the team has to make. Do you take? So
I'm good.
Me personally, I know Penei Sewell's the guy is supposedly one of the best tackle prospects in a while, but for me, we need the playmaker. That's just me.
So is Tony Mandridge.
Yeah, so is Jake Long.
Yeah.
As much as I love Jake Long, he was actually good for.
He was good. He was good, but he wasn't good to the first top pick. Good like that.
It's just that the need for a playmaker on this team is so big. The contingent upon what we do in the free agency, obviously, but
right.
I've seen enough. That's where I'm at. And this is one of the best Alabama teams I've seen in a while. Like it was like,
Actually, makes me feel good that we only lost to them by a touchdown.
Right, and they spanked Ohio State. They
spanked them, dude.
Yeah, so
I thought it was going to be a better game when it was 7-7. I was like, okay. They're keeping up with each other, but no, forget it.
And, even though a lot of their roster is going to be gone, I still think Miami's going to get destroyed in Atlanta. I'm a Canes fan, but come on, you got to be realistic. Like, Alabama reloads every year.
I have a saved tweet from an individual that I follow on Twitter. He's a Canes fan. I respect him. I love the guy. But he said, I don't know who I'm telling. I don't know who's listening, but I'm telling you now, we're beating Alabama. I'm like, I threw up in my mouth, bro.
This is why sometimes not sometimes. There's a lot of Canes fans that are really delusional and ridiculous, probably just to get likes on social media.
You can't spell delusional without a U.
but it's just stupid, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, no.
So anyway, yeah, that's just anyway. But as far as like and how were the chicks? How were the Alabama honeys and Ohio State honeys?
I haven't seen so many cowboy boots in a while.
Yeah.
It was a lot of Alabama girls with like cowboy boots. Like you could tell they're not from Florida. You know what I mean? They had the heavy accent. A lot of people drove down from Tuscaloosa. So it's like, yeah, I got a 13-hour drive. So they got a long drive back.
Fake Marty Smith.
But it was cool. Like both fan bases are pretty cool. They're not like horrible people. Like they were nice people. So
that was cool.
But it was an
experience to be able to see a national championship live and see a national championship of this stature because Alabama made hit. What is that number 11? No, I don't know. I may be wrong on the number, but they have like a
18.
Yeah,
18.
Yeah, Nick Saban has 6 rings with Alabama.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't hear them talking about how many championships they have, but anyway, that's for another story. And they have you 3 times over, by the way. So
the question now is like, does Justin Fields stock drop a bit because he had a bad game against Alabama, and this is not Alabama's defense of Alabama,
but it's still Alabama, so you still got to throw that out there.
You guys put up how much? 40 plus.
We put up 40,
and
right at 40.
And they didn't do much on offense.
No, but I mean, people, come on, dude. It's he wasn't 100%. Listen, I'm just saying. That's what I know. He wasn't 100%. Apparently, I don't know. Roll your eyes. I don't know, but it's cool. And it's Alabama, dude. No matter if it's not the same defense of Alabama of old, it's still Alabama. Their defense was enough. They held them because Ohio State's a scoring team to 24 points. It was just a walloping, bro. Whatever they call that shit, a shellacking. I thought it was going to be close at the beginning, but then it just went. It was gone. It was just
went ape shit.
Well, they had. To be fair to Ohio State, bro, they did have injuries, bro. I mean, Justin Fields was he was below 60.
Trey Sermon went out,
and Trey Sermon was out.
Right.
The running back got hurt.
But Master P was. Wait, what's his name?
Master T.
You're like him here, Master P. I'm like Master. Make him say.
And Master T was he was starting over Trey Sermon for most of the season.
I heard somebody that they said they wanted Sermon. Was that you? Last week? You said that later on?
I would take Sermon in the later rounds, but I said that last year when he was still in Oklahoma because he's an elite blocker. That's what he is. He's an elite blocker. That's a big boy. But I mean, we can all agree that Devontae Smith. I mean, not Devontae Smith. That Najee Harris is an animal, bro. He's a beast. He can catch.
The guy.
He can do everything.
He had how many touchdowns yesterday too?
3. And he had like 170 total yards on offense. He had like on the ground and in the air. Like he's a monster, bro. He's a total package. I mean, the top 2 running backs this year are just 2 different types of. Last year I would have took Travis Etienne number 1, like the running back number 1 over Clyde Edwards-Helaire in my rankings, and then. This year it's just 1A, 1B. They're both they're just too good at football.
There it is. Isn't a My Wilson podcast without the appearance of Obi-Wan? Let me see if I'm getting these names right.
Yeah, the white one.
There you go, Obi-Wan. The white. I didn't say it.
Yeah, he's the white one, bro.
Where's the black one?
He's in the corner, scheming up about how he's gonna kill me later on. He'll be doing that sometimes.
Probably. And you're too young. Both of you might be too young, but there was this movie back in the day called what was the name? It was about a cat. It was a Stephen King movie. I want to say Cat's Eyes or something. And this little fucking troll would come out of the crack of the vent, and he would get. And Drew Barrymore was a kid. She was the star of the movie, and he would get on the bed, and he would hold her nose and get her breath, and that's how he. But the cat would come out and fucking fuck with the troll. Was hilarious. If you ever have a chance, if you like horror movies, like horror, go back and watch it one day. It's hilarious. It's really good. Drew Barrymore's in it, so it's a known entity in acting. I think it's called Cat's Eyes. It's a Stephen King joint, but it's cool. It's just that little troll was hilarious. He got these little knives. He fucking stabs the cat and shit with it. It's hilarious.
How old is this movie, bro?
Dude, 80s. Drew Barrymore was a kid, bro.
What is it called?
I think it's called Cat's Eyes. I think. If not, just look up Drew Barrymore, Stephen King, and that'll give you the movie. She was a kid, bro. She did 2. I think she did 2 of his movies. Firestarter.
1985.
Look at that shit, bro. You guys weren't even thought of yet.
I was born.
You were? Okay,
Yeah,
well, you were just. He wasn't even a thought yet. Wait,
No.
when were you born? No, yeah, you see.
That's 10 years before me.
My girl had just been. I think she was born in '85 too.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She was born.
The movie's an hour and a half long.
Yeah, because that's what movies were back then. Movies weren't long back then, dude. They
It
were
got a
nice.
67 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, because it's a Stephen King joint, bro. But she did that, and she did Firestarter, and I think that was a Stephen King one too, but I don't remember. She was young too. That was a good movie. She could start fires and shit. She was all fucking crazy. Let me tell you, Drew Barrymore's had a long career, bro. Why are we talking about Drew Barrymore? I don't know. But that's fine, bro. That's the beauty of the Mind Within podcast, bro. You never know where it's gonna go. You never know what rabbit hole we're gonna go down. Okay. Since we did the draft, some draft talk with the national championship, we did the Deshaun Watson, all the stuff people want to talk about.
Dude, that movie's 1984, bro.
Firestarter?
Yeah.
You go. It's another. Is it Stephen King?
I don't think so.
I could have sworn it was, but maybe not.
2 years later, Drew Barrymore. I don't know. It doesn't say Stephen King. The other one, like that, the first thing he said was, "Oh yeah, it is a Stephen King."
You see? I know my Stephen King joints.
You're a Stephen
I
King
gotta light up
movie.
No, but my mom used to read a lot back in the day, and so she read a lot of Stephen King stuff. So the novels were there.
I'm
and
sorry, bro. That's a weird fucking growing up. Let's talk about that, bro. Stephen King. That's your kid stories with Stephen King, bro. I mean, I feel like
read me. No. I didn't say my mom read me that. My mom never read me. Hey, Cuban parents don't read their kids' books, bro. They don't believe in that shit. You go to sleep, or I'll whoop your ass, and it's simple as that. Hey, I don't read it, but no, there ain't no story time. Time to go to sleep. She never read me that. That's what she read.
It would explain a lot, though.
Nah, she never read me that shit, bro.
You as a little kid just listening to your mom reading you Stephen King. That movie was 2 hours long. What the hell?
You ever see Pet Sematary?
No.
You see? You ever see It? The original It. The original. You see? Those are all Stephen King. You gotta check them out, bro. You gotta check them out.
Like they had little kids having an orgy in that book, right?
That's why I don't read the books, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's like some real.
Definitely no orgy in the movie.
Shit. No, thank God.
On topic of movies, it's not a Stephen King movie, but it's a what do you call it? Not a suggestion. Well, I guess suggestion. But it's an old movie. Look it up because I know you're about to. Because I'm about to hear. Monster Squad. Give me the year of that movie. That movie's awesome. I love that movie. Monster Squad. It's cool. It's about some kids and they fucking kill Dracula and shit.
1987.
Save Frankenstein and it's cool as shit.
1987.
I got that bitch on VHS, by the way. All right, real quick.
It got a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh, 7.1 on IMDb.
It's a good movie, brother. I'm telling you, it's funky. It's got some good-looking chick who's a little older. She's like 18, and this one kid wants to hit it up and shit, and it's cool, bro. And it just look. Let me tell you something. The effects are not bad. Well, I don't know how we even got here, but the effects aren't bad. The werewolf looks good. The Dracula's cool. Like it's a cool movie, bro. It's cool.
Kind of reminds me of that. You know how you go to Orlando and they have like the sing-along things with all the monsters? That's what it looks like. You ever do that? Shot through the heart, and you never done that? Wow, well, you need to go to Orlando. I know y'all are kind of far from there, but shit.
Well, there used to be a haunted house in Orlando on Church Street. That shit was freaky. I threw up. I came out of that bitch throwing up. Yeah, that's how fucked up that place was. It was called the Terror on Church Street. It was in Orlando, and you had to go in 5 people at a time. You held on to the person in front of you, and dude, let me tell you, the shit was freaky. And I ran out throwing up. I was like the 3rd or 4th person in line. I pushed people in front of me out the way, and I just threw up all over the fucking. People were laughing because they said it's not the first time that happens. Like it happens a lot. Dude, I gotta give those people credit, bro. That fucking haunted house was insane.
Bro, that was in the 90s, bro.
What, Terror on Church Street?
Yes.
Yeah, it closed down from what I heard, but
it
was raw.
It was torn down in 2003.
All the good stuff happened back then, and all the shit is now, bro. It's ridiculous. I gotta grow. I gotta be old in the crap when I was young in the good times. Anyway, but all right. So like I said, we covered everything that I wanted to cover, and I do have a question for you guys. It's sports related, but it's not necessarily about the game itself. Because I always wonder about this, because this is something that happens every year too. The whole dynamic of offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators and even college coaches and stuff, the ones that are lined up for head coaching positions and shit, right? I always say to myself, why is it that some of these guys, because they all usually end up, the main guys you hear every year usually end up finding head coaching positions. And I say to myself, why? The guy from Kansas City, dude. Okay, let's just say, I don't know how much he makes. Look it up real quick. Can you look up coaches' contracts? I don't know. Look up Bimini's Hamine's contract and tell me what he's making. Because I'm curious. This is stuff that makes me think about it. How much more is he going to get as a head coach? Let's say a couple million more, maybe. Okay, why leave a situation where you're winning? You're part of the reason they're winning. You can make money there too. You can make millions of dollars at the current position you're in. Why leave that to go to a shitty team, most likely, to lose, probably get fired in 2 years, and then you lost what you had before this? And I'll use him as an example in Kansas City, where he's stable, they're winning, everything is good and dandy, bro. Why leave that to make a couple million more a year, probably, and lose, probably? Most likely, because the majority of these guys don't succeed. Look at the guy. Look, most of the guys they've all had longevity. Other than that, everybody's a year in, 2 years, they're out. Especially in Arizona, boy, you shit. You won that year, you're fucking gone. I mean, I still can't believe I did that to that guy. That was ridiculous. So my question is, if you were one of these coordinators, the guy from San Francisco, defensive coordinator, other coordinators in the past, Cameron. Look at what happened to most of these guys. Do you think it ever enters their mind to say, you know what, I'm good here, bro. I don't need to be a head coach? Or is it such a thing that everybody just wants to be a head coach? No matter what ends up happening, you want to be a head coach. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like, why, dude? You're good at what you do. You're the best at what you do. You're going to get paid like it. And so what? You don't get that extra couple mil, but you don't leave a good you don't leave a good situation. You're winning. You're gonna go to a shitty fucking team, like the Jets, for example. They're gonna get a coach. He's gonna go to a shitty fucking team, and the fans are gonna boo him, and they're gonna hate him, and the next 2 years of his life are gonna be miserable because we're not gonna win.
Right.
For what? For another couple million? You could have stayed in Kansas City, let's say, and made your money and won games and been in the Super Bowl and got rings and maybe you take over that team, let's say, like a Josh McDaniels, maybe he's the one lining up to take over New England when Belichick goes. That's the difference. I can see that happening because you're staying in the position you're in. You're staying in the place you're in. So I'm just curious to what you guys thought. If you were offensive coordinator or any defensive coordinator, or even a college head coach, Lincoln Riley, I don't know. Is it that enticing that you just want to be a head coach, or I don't know. What do you think? I don't know if I framed it well, but
yeah. Well, to start off, his contract is it's not to close, so no one knows how much he makes.
Okay, all right.
But he could make anywhere between $60 million. I don't know how long the contract would be, so that's probably over, a couple years. You know what I'm saying? So he'll probably average out to maybe $8 to $9 million a year. Because John Gruden is making $10 million a year, right? He signed that $10 million. That 10-year, $100 million contract.
Guaranteed, motherfucker.
But I don't know. The allure of a coordinator to be a head coach is outweighs waiting for someone to take over.
Well, I don't
how
mean
long
that's
does
the
Andy
thinking,
Reid have? You know
I'm
what I'm
not
saying?
that. Well, yeah, I mentioned that, but I guess it's part of it too. I guess. But
yeah,
go.
I know what you're saying, but the part I'm saying here is that I think if it's always steps, right? You always take these steps. It's all right. First, I'm the scout team guy. Now I'm the assistant guy, and now I'm the offense coordinator. Now I'm so well at my job. The only next step for improvement is to be a head coach, and that's only if you want to, move up in the chain, because there's only 32 positions open as head coach.
Right.
So it's just I'm elite enough to run a full team, but not by myself, but as the guy. Now, for someone like Lincoln Riley or Nick Saban, no fucking shot. I'm not leaving college. You have all the money, you have all the power, you do everything your way. God. No one can say shit to you. So, for them, for when college coaches want to go to NFL, I don't know why, especially if you're at like an Oklahoma or an Alabama or like Ohio State or anything like that. I don't understand why. But if you're like in a lower team, like maybe a Colorado State, maybe you take an NFL job. But for the coordinators, I feel like it's just the step up and all right, I made it. I'm here. I run my own team. I can do things how I want to do it because, the head coach always has the final say. Sure. But now you're like, okay, we can run my offense the way I want to run it. Like not Andy Reid is in my ear, or you get the thing of how much is Andy Reid? How much is the offensive coordinator? So you get to branch off to prove that you're the guy that's helping the team do better and win and be successful.
But okay, before you guys get to Alex, that's another thing that I was going to mention too. Yes, when you're the coordinator, you can control the offense. That's all you do. But when you become the head coach, you can't just concentrate on one specific thing. And I think a lot of coaches, look, the Gates was the quarterback whisperer, and Cam Cameron was the offensive genius. But when they became head coaches, none of that happened. None of it. It's like they lose what they're supposed to be experts at. And then that, I feel like I'm not saying taking a step back and not wanting to be a head coach. I get it. But sometimes I'm like, man, you've got a good thing going on. Why fuck with it? Why? But, so, Alex, what's your thought? Are you done, Justin, by the way? I don't want to. Yeah, okay, good. Thank you.
No, it's just, it's interesting because, like, when you're an offensive coordinator, you're just focusing on the offense. When you become a head coach, you got to focus on way more than offense. Press, players, the outside, it's like, it's a lot. It's a big undertaking. That's why what Justin was saying was like a lot of these coaches from college, from big programs. I'm not saying Matt Rule that came from Bader. They're not like Alabama, Clemson, or Florida. Right. If you're a Nick Saban, if you're a Lincoln Riley, right? And then you come to the NFL and you try to tell grown men that are making more money than you what time you have to eat, what time you have to report. They're gonna be like, yeah, who the fuck is this guy? Like, no. You're in college, dude. If you're Nick Saban, you are the king, right? You control everything.
Him, Riley, they're all gods in their area.
I would never leave that situation. But sometimes these coaches, they have egos. They want to prove, I can do it in the pros, like Jim Harbaugh. Look in Michigan, he's doing horrible right now in Michigan.
Yeah, he got a fucking extension.
So like I can see.
Did he finally sign that? Did he
already
signed it? I think right.
I think so.
Yeah, I think I saw it. Yeah.
But I understand from an Eric Bieniemy situation. Like, look, Andy Reid. When you talk about the success that the Chiefs have, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, it's Andy Reid." You know what I mean? So maybe he wants to be. Look, I want to be. The main reason why we succeed. So maybe he wants to go to a Houston because I think they're interviewing him this week. I don't think he'll go to a Jets situation, but because he's been one of the main candidates for the past couple of years already, but for whatever reason, he can't land a job. So I get it from that standpoint, but it's not easy because a lot of these coaches, they come from just like assistant, like Mariucci, Mike, Andy Reid. They came from Mike Holmgren in the Packers back like in the 90s, and they were nobodies. They were like graduate assistant and then became an assistant. So that route is better than someone coming straight from college,
Right.
And now the Dolphins they need an offensive coordinator now. So let's see what the Dolphins do, right? So
actually, there hasn't even been that many success. Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
And Barry Switzer, but Barry Switzer rode off the coattails of Jimmy Johnson after he left Dallas. So,
right.
But he was successful in college. He was successful in the NFL. There ain't that many that do that. Look at Nick Saban. But Nick Saban, to me, it was simple. One bad decision. That's it. Because if he picks Drew Brees, he might still be the head coach of this team right now. Who knows?
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll.
But he was an NFL coach. Then he went to college,
and then he came back.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Me personally, if you're like these three guys we talk about, Saban, we talk about Dabo, we talk about dude, why do you have to move? Why do you have? I get it, you want to challenge yourself, but you know what? Riley can challenge himself. He wants to get to a national championship. He hasn't won a national championship yet. Saban, I don't know what he has left to challenge himself for. I don't know. I don't know what else he's got left to do, left to prove, really. But and Dabo's won a couple titles, but he's still young. He wants to keep winning. I'm sorry, bro. Give me the money. Keep me here chilling. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You can't probably get away with murder in some of these small towns where these guys are coaches. So, But the coordinator's time, like, man, it's like then they become head coaches, and then like, okay, Adam Gase, a perfect example. That guy will never be a head coach again. I'm sorry, I don't believe he will ever be a head coach again. He was a head coach here, failed. Head coach in New York, failed. Now he might be a great coordinator, and he'll probably get another job somewhere doing that. But that's it. Like at that point, he has to understand that's his ceiling already. That's it. Just be the quarterback guru that everyone says you are. Now he can concentrate on that. But that stuff always makes me think, like, damn, why not just hang out, bro? Stay in your lane, chilling, make your money. You're still gonna be a millionaire. I mean, if you're a top offensive play caller, defensive play caller, whatever. And I also notice a lot of these guys, like we said, guys lose what they were good at because they're not able to concentrate on that stuff. And then, but then when the team struggles on offense or defense, it's all on you. But you're not able to really concentrate 100% on everything, on one specific thing like you did before. So I get it. You want to be a head coach. That's the way head coaches are made. They come from the bottom. They start. We got to can't keep recycling guys. Young guys have to step up and be head coaches. I get it. But sometimes, man, I don't know why some of these guys move. Why do some of them even make the jump? Apparently, Bill Bryan's going to Alabama to be the offensive coordinator. So
Yeah.
that's as far
Maybe
as
that's what Nick Saban's doing, bro. He's just resurrecting every offensive coordinator's career, bro. That's his job.
He sobered up Sarkisian and he resurrected his career.
And now and look at freaking Lane Kiffin. Now he's at Ole Miss being a head coach.
Even though Saban hated his ass, but he still got him a better job. So.
He just helps everyone out, bro. And Nick Saban really has nothing played. He has the most national championships by a head coach ever at 7. He just beat the Alabama guy with 6. So it's
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant had 6, and now he has 7 because he had the LSU championship. So I don't know what Nick Saban's doing.
So he has the most national championships as a head coach in college in general, not just with Alabama. Okay, got it.
No, in general, because he has the one with LSU. He's tied with Bear Bryant with 6 at Alabama. So if he wants to, win another one and be like, I'm the best Alabama coach. But no, he's the best college coach of all time.
He'll probably win another one, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that their 2017 recruiting class with Najee Harris, Tua, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Dylan Moses? Did I say Najee Harris already? They have all there's all NFL players playing for that's ridiculous. He had literally 4 first-round picks.
Man, I hate when people do that. They use the NFL gauge on some of these college teams.
No, I'm talking about first rounders, elite.
I get it. I just think that these guys were elite college players, and I know they're going to be elite first rounders and all that. So I'm just saying.
It's already people that are in the NFL, like Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Tua.
I'm just saying in general, bro.
Yeah. Oh my bad.
For example, the 2001 fucking Miami Hurricanes. They're all before they were in the NFL. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's the best team. The guys are going to." We didn't know what those guys were really going to be in the NFL. They just happened to be really good, most of them. But I don't like using the NFL, what they became in the NFL, as a gauge to what that team was in college.
No, I'm not talking about the gauge in college. No, I'm just talking about how ridiculous it is now, in perspective. It's crazy.
I get it, bro. I'm just saying, bro. We're just making a point, bro.
Is that your 1 cent?
My 1 cent right there. All right, gentlemen. So we got I guess we just to recap. I don't want Deshaun. It sounds like you guys do, even though Alex hasn't really been that consistent with that take. But I have a feeling he'll do it too with the right price. So I guess I'm the minority here. Brandon apparently is not going to make it. He's making sure these guys stay hydrated, and well, that's fine. That's an important job. But he'll be back, I'm sure, next week. Hopefully, we'll get all of us together again next week for the 4 Horsemen. And oh shit, we didn't even talk playoffs. You guys want to just jump on a little playoff talk real quick before we get out of here? I don't know. It's up to you guys. I don't know.
Jesus, the Colts choked that, bro. In the last.
Yeah, bro.
We were all rooting for them to come back, right? Is Philip Rivers going to retire, bro? Is Ben Roethlisberger going to retire? They kind of got to go.
Well, I didn't even see the Cleveland-Pittsburgh game. So.
Oh, dude, he looked terrible, bro. They want to talk about Juju and his dancing, whatever. But, oh, my God, dude, Ben Roethlisberger just looked terrible. Juju had a pretty good game, I think.
I didn't see it at all. I just saw I got the alerts and shit, but at one point I'm like 28, whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I watched every game Saturday, and I watched the Baltimore, the first game on Sunday, and then I just whatever. I watched a little bit of the Tampa Bay game because I want to see Brady move on. So what do we got? Brady, Rodgers? No,
Brady and the Saints. Yep.
Okay, I want Brady to move on. I'm done with Breeze. I'm sorry, but Breeze does not look the same to me.
Did you see the statistic? Tom Brady now has as many NFC playoff wins than Drew Brees, and he won one playoff game because he won the Super Bowls, bro. It's ridiculous, bro. That man's elite winning ways, bro.
No, that guy's
And Juju went for 13 catches, 157, and a touchdown. So it wasn't Juju's dancing because he balled out. That boy did his thing.
You texted me that you're done with Juju. Why?
Because he has bad juju. Juju got bad juju, bro. But I'm just saying it's not really his fault. But like everyone's talking about him. And plus, oh my God, did you see the one clip in the game? They're losing by like 28 points.
I didn't watch the game at all.
All right, so there's a clip going around on Twitter and stuff that they're down by like 28 or whatever, and he's moseying like to do the play, and he starts dancing before the play, and they're down by 28. I don't want to see that. That's what you definitely don't want to see. I don't want to see someone doing that. But yeah, he took off. I mean, he had a good game.
I don't like that shit. I hate that when guys fucking teams are down by a lot and then they make a big play on defense. They're like, shut the fuck up, man. Sit your bitch ass down. You're down by 28 points. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Hate people who celebrate when they're losing, dude.
And then Aaron Rodgers versus the Rams. That's gonna be a good game. I can't believe Seattle lost. Feels bad. Your boy Tanny got knocked out. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I didn't. They shut them down completely. Yeah, I mean, they had 51 yards rushing as a team, which is ridiculous.
I think Baltimore is going to beat Buffalo.
I hope they beat Buffalo.
Lamar Jackson, bro. I think Lamar Jackson's going to do good.
Boy, beach, baby, 5-6-1, baby. Let's go.
The only reason I want Baltimore to proceed is because I want to keep shoving it down people's throats that we had a chance at Lamar Jackson and we didn't take that either. So, and we could have traded back and still had him. So I mean, it's like ridiculous. But
even the Ravens drafted what? Hunter Henry. Who was the tight end they drafted? Hayden Hurst. They drafted Hayden Hurst before they drafted Lamar Jackson that year. So I mean, did the Ravens think that
they drafted that guy in the first round?
Yeah, Hayden Hurst. They drafted him with the first pick they had. Yeah. And then they traded back into the first to draft Lamar Jackson.
Wow, that's crazy. Look at that. They were smart. But I'd like to see Buffalo move on. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I know it sucks because of the division. I shouldn't be rooting for teams that are in my division, but I'm a fan of Allen, bro, and I like to see them just keep going. They're playing well. Just keep it going. I don't think they're gonna be Kansas City anyway, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. The NFC, I don't know. Like you said, I said it when we did our predictions last week. Rodgers, still the best, but Rodgers is a pimp, nigga. And like I said, I don't think the Saints are the same. I don't think Breeze is the same. I saw some throws from him last week that I was like, ugh, who's that?
But didn't they blow out Tampa Bay both times they played in the regular season?
Yeah, no, it was
blew
like 78 to like 26 or I saw the numbers. But Alex, you were going to say something.
No. I mean, I'm hoping Brady wins. I want to see Brady against Rodgers in the NFC title game. Nice. And then I want to see Lamar against Mahomes in the AFC side. I don't see. I think Baltimore is gonna find a way to bottle up Diggs a little bit because they have a good secondary as well with Humphrey and I forgot the other Marcus Peters. So they have a good team. And I think if Lamar Jackson and they can run the ball in Buffalo, because one thing that Buffalo's not good at, they can't stop the run. So if they can somehow control the clock and keep Josh Allen off the field, I think, and they have a good defense. I think their defense is way better than Buffalo.
Yeah, they got to run the ball with that guy who was taken in the round. We could have taken him at one point as well, you know.
I believe they can definitely beat Buffalo. I think they have a good shot. And then the Browns, bro, they're not beating Kansas City, bro.
No. This momentum they got is gonna end once they fucking Mahomes hits them with the fucking bomb to.
They needed four or five turnovers just to beat the Steelers, bro.
Right.
The first play of the game fucking was a mod stab. I mean, dude, Ben Roethlisberger,
he's got.
Athletic.
I think
crying on the sideline. I heard he was sitting in there weeping and shit.
He was crying. Did you listen to Dan Le Batard when they were talking about it? When they were laughing at him?
Yeah, I love that show, bro.
They were laughing at him, bro. No, but Hayden Hurst drafted number 25th overall, and Lamar Jackson at 32.
Did you hear the interview the other day they did with the guy, the lawyer from the OJ?
Oh yeah, that shit was hilarious, bro.
That shit was hilarious. That guy's a hilarious.
Just smoking weed, bro.
Motherfucker. He's like, it was a blunt Sunday or some bullshit, and motherfucker, you better bring me Carl. What's his name, bro? Not Carl Edwards. He's a NASCAR driver. Carl something. I love that guy. That guy's hilarious. That show's so good. They're funny because they play it off now. They're like, oh, we don't know what's going to happen. You know exactly what's going to happen, Levitard. You just want to play it off and all this bullshit, but you know exactly what's going to happen. So anyways, on that note, after speaking of the GOAT, because he is the GOAT, gentlemen, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining me, making the adjustment to Tuesday. Unfortunately, Brandon did not make it in time. It'd be funny if he's running around his living room right now trying to set up and shit, and we're about to click. If he already joins, we're gone. That'd be hilarious. That'd be the equivalent of getting Cody on the Hard Network Out. That'd be the equivalent of that. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, gentlemen, always appreciate you guys. Have a good evening, and we will talk next week. And don't forget, people, you can find us at, you go ahead. It's been a while since you've done it. Are you rusty, Justin?
For starters, I think my sister bought a T-shirt, bro. I think she bought a tank top.
I gotta check. I forgot about that. Teespring, motherfucker. I'm gonna put the link at the bottom.
I heard the prices are kind of high. That's what she was telling me. She said kind of high for a little penny. But listen, she said she bought one. She'd be supporting the show. Shout out to her if she made it this far in the show. Whatever. Shout out to her. Anyways,
to the whole show, bro.
Panthers play on Sunday. Don't forget about the Panthers. Fuck the wild card. I'm not even gonna watch that shit. I'm watching the fucking Florida Panthers, bro. That's all you get. You just get it.
All right, that's
fine. Anyway, so my people, you guys, whoever's listening, go boys, girls, infants, germs, COVID free, non-COVID free. I don't know what your life. You don't tell us, but if you want to tell us, my 1 cent podcast on Twitter, my one cent podcast on Instagram, Facebook, email.
What?
Hey, listen, bro. I was struggling, bro. I had to fight through it, bro. Find me on Cameo. You feel me? JWalt Live. $100,000 for 30 seconds.
I think I'm gonna start a Cameo. I'm not even joking.
Anywho, so you know where to find us. Like I said, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Under the YouTube video, comment, like, subscribe. Hit us. Hit us something. Hit us with the bro. Victor, you're hella old for knowing 3 movies back-to-back years in the 1980s. Because that was pretty crazy. I didn't see that. Tell me, would you trade for Deshaun Watson? Would you try it when you draft Devontae Smith? Let us know, bro. We need your input. Tell us how wrong we were, how right we were, how ugly Victor is. It all makes sense, bro. Tell me if you like my cats, if you don't like my cats. I mean, I might have to fight you, but it is what it is at this point. Remember, my 1 cent podcast, bro. Not the word one, because who does that? It's the number one, because we're the number one podcast that you can find on all streaming platforms. That's all I gotta say, bro. Oh, and
Apple. I'm still waiting to get on Apple, so you're not gonna find me on Apple. Just letting you know.
Well, then fuck you, Apple. No, I'm kidding. We love
Apple.
We love it.
Google, iHeart, and some other low end ones there.
And then listen, boys, girls, and all in between. If you want to sponsor the show, let us know. I'll sell out real fast. I don't care. Give me a hat. Give me a shirt. Give me socks, bro. At this point, I'll take anything. I'm
working on something with I think it's a weed company.
Yeah.
They might send me products, so I don't know. Shirt. Maybe, to promote.
Anyways.
But
that's pretty much it, bro.
And I'll have the link for the store, the My 1 Cent Podcast store, at the bottom of this episode. So you'll see it there. And again, you need to work on that because you can't mess that up like that. But that's all right. Bro, you've been gone for a while.
Rusty, bro. I'm rusty. It's not like we have an editor to cut and paste whatever sounds good or not.
That's the way it's got to be. But you're a little rusty and crusty, but you'll get it. And so, gentlemen, always a pleasure. Thank you, sir. Be good. See you guys next week, and hopefully have a good weekend of football. And we'll talk on Monday. Peace out, gentlemen.